to see our first round of mentoring has gotten underway. There were 2 rounds in that one session, so that's the way it's going to work the next session too. I want to make sure you give you guys time to spend some time with the mentors. This panel that I'm about to start right now has some folks that I'm excited to get up on stage and have talking about, what is really going on in these different parts in these different worlds that we're in right now. It's hard to know sometimes, with teams and all those pieces. So I want to welcome to the stage Dr. Samira Malik, who teaches human resources at BMCC, and she's going to be moderating this panel and talking with the folks about that. So let me get her on stage here, and then we will start with that, and I'll add her panelist as she's giving her introductory words. And guys, good job with the mentoring. Please hit me up with private chats. Also reach out to Tabitha, Jamie, or Arthur right now about any questions or problems that you might be having, where different things are, and they can help out. Welcome to the stage, Dr. Malik.
Yes, thank you, Shane. So we have this panel on managing teams in times of turmoil and stress. What they're looking at is how these panelists will be looking at handling and coordinating teams as a startup with contractors and other members. This panel will focus on discussing all this and how to manage them. So we come to the first person on the panel. Typically, there is Pradeep on the panel with Derek Stroman as well. So I would want to invite both of them onto the stage. So Derek is here. Welcome, Derek.
Hello, how are you?
Yes, thank you so much. So as I read your profile for the benefit of the audience, Derek has received his BA in psychology from CUNY, and he had faced with many issues going through the thought that he did not know what to do after college. So he followed his interests in industrial and organizational psychology to pursue an internship in HR, human resources. So during his internship, he was exactly able to figure out what companies were looking out for new candidates and the talent acquisition process. So Derek then decided that it was his calling to help students and job seekers that were in his shoes years ago and help them adapt to the changing paradigm of business with effective strategies to use when searching and starting a new career. So as a founder of What's Now Work, he is actually approaching the future of work with a holistic career readiness service for new emerging workforce. So welcome, Derek. And we also have Pradeep. Yes, thank you. We also have Pradeep, who is a corporate trainer and consultant. We're looking at Pradeep, who is a computer engineer with his company Tech Training and Corporate Solutions Private Limited from 2008. He is a coach and trainer in many areas like MS Office, data analytics, Power BI, IT optimization, and we are looking at him spellbounding the audience here. Welcome, both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. In the first question, we're looking at what could be the 3 things that a leader should be prepared to manage turmoil and stress.
Should I start?
Yes.
Okay. So thanks, Samira, for the introduction. I appreciate that. I'm getting the echo. Are you also getting the echo or something?
Yes, we are. Do you have? Yeah, no worries. It's if you speak slowly, it will be fine.
Okay. So if I talk about the turmoil situation and how do we manage the stress, the first thing that we should be sorry about this. Okay. So first thing that we have here, sorry. Okay. Now, see, when we talk about the managing stress through the stressful situation, first thing we need to be aware why the stress is happening. First, we need to identify the cause of stress. That is the most important thing. When we are aware that this particular thing is making me aware of certain things, I can find the remedy and I can certainly seek solution. At times, I know the solution, but I am afraid of practicing the solution. At times, I do not know the solution. And if I do not know the solution, I need to seek the solution from my peers. Now here, when we talk about seeking the solution, most of the people are reluctant to approach any professional help for any specific reason that they have in mind. So here, you need to be aware that stress is not a crime. You have not done any crime against anyone that you should be afraid of approaching someone. Second thing that I believe is, when we talk about the stress, we also need to develop our interest. Let's say if I think that something is bothering me and something is causing me stress, what we need to do is we need to develop some hobbies or some interest which I can go to. Let's say when I find my job very stressful, I start playing chess, or I read on spirituality, or maybe ancient Indian history. So these are my interest areas. So whenever I find myself in stressful situation, I do find solution in these areas. So this is the second thing which I think is extremely important. Third thing, the last thing, but it's not the least important. It is also one of the very important things. If I'm in stress and I know or I do not know, but it is bothering me, you need to have someone by your side who you can talk to, who can actually hold your hand and give you the comfort zone. See, most of the time it is said that comfort zone is not something that you should be in. You should come out of the comfort zone, but at times you do need comfort zone. So make sure that these are the three things, according to me, that can be used. I mean, the list can go endless, but these are the top things that comes to my mind when I think of managing stress in this turmoil situation.
Correct. Thank you so much, Pradeep. Now we ask Derek for your thoughts, after which I will introduce you, Nepali. Welcome. I will introduce Nepali after Derek finishes his talk. Thank you.
Awesome. So for me, managing stress really came into, I guess, like the forefront of my mind when this COVID like outbreak happened. For me, I'm managing a team of interns like right now. So the three things that I always do to kind of manage everybody, just to make sure that everybody's one, doing well, staying healthy and stuff like that, is this is something that's brand new to everybody. Like people have been working from home, but not a lot of people have like continued to work from home for this long. So basically, how do we basically create that change? The management, that's been like something that's very, very important to making sure that, you know, the company is like going well and the projects are, you know, just getting done. So leading by example is like number one. So if I'm asking my team to, hey, I need you to report what you're doing like every day, I'm going to be doing the same exact thing. Just to keeping that, like making that, you know, something that's like very normal. Another thing is that I'm over communicating. Like I'm very transparent with everybody, letting them know like this is the problems I'm having. These are the roadblocks I'm facing. So, and I expect him to do the exact same thing with me. And the last, I feel like this is the most important, is like the time, the management part. I always tell my interns, like, sign off at this time and don't work no more. Like, I don't care if you're in front of your computer, take some time, take a walk, ride a bike, play like some games or something. But you need to, now that we're in a time where me personally, I feel like I've never worked so long than ever before, because I have my computer in front of me always now. So now myself, I'm like, you know what? It's 5 o'clock, shut down. Like, let's take some time to just relax. Let's read a comic or something, but making sure that you set that like calendar time to like cut off, because that's something that's like super needed. And that alone helps me manage my entire day.
Correct. As this how positive stress is required. Here, the negativity can be a little high at times. So Robert Napoli, welcome. An accomplished speaker and startup mentor, has experience working across talent acquisition, sales, and marketing for both startups and Fortune 500. You've started his career in sales and marketing, and then he moved up to New York as well. So many experiences in his basket. Currently, he is the principal of Habday Group, which aim to provide great founders go global by providing business development support, hiring strategy, operational execution, and advisory for the US market. So the question which was asked for the panel was, in these times, what are the 3 things that a leader should be prepared with to manage turmoil and stress? Thank you, Robert.
Yeah, no, appreciate being here. And Derek, I couldn't help but laugh multiple times at your things, because those are the same things that I deal with. Working too much, it's having that cutoff time, it's having that break. It's really easy to wake up, go to your computer, start your day, and just keep working throughout your day. You may throw in a load of laundry, you may do this or that, but you don't actually stop to take time away from work. So very similar to what Derek was saying, it's putting in those breaks, whether that's scheduling an hour over lunch to go take a walk, or having your team all sign off at a certain time is extremely important. My team, I've got one that's sitting in Milan, Italy right now, one in Cali, one in Phoenix, one in just outside of Minneapolis, and the rest of us are here in Brooklyn. And so we're also dealing with multiple time zones, right? And so how are we overlapping that? And so, the second one is really communication. So one of the things that we took for granted is that we're in an office together all the time, and now we're not. So we actually put in syncs. So every Tuesday and Thursday, we have a sync over lunch where we all just get on together, and we don't necessarily talk. We just work virtually, right? So we're there having that interaction. We're seeing each other's cameras, doing things like that. And then we have Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. We do like an end of day wrap up, where it's nothing related to work. At 6:30, it's just usually a fun activity, whether it's playing Pictionary or whether it's just telling a story, something about our past, getting to know each other. We do that every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So that way there's a sense of closure to your day, with that feeling of, hey, this is the time to anything to finish up, do so, but take time now to go eat dinner and take a break. So communication is number 2. Your number 3 really is it's personal, right? It's managing your own personal health and well-being, and looking at it, from a leadership standpoint. It's really easy for a leader now to think, how is my team doing? Being so involved with your team to make sure that they're okay, that you sometimes forget to look in the mirror and say, I need to lead by example. I need to take care of myself. We're I'm sure a lot of us aren't working in, big corporates where we have, cash in the bank. We're working at startups. I mean, my company, for example, we help great companies, great founders go global by entering the US market. We're working with international companies who are scared to enter the US market that's on standstill, right? And so it's really easy for you to want to put a lot of time and effort in, being scared about all the problems instead of looking for the solution. So looking in the mirror, managing your own well-being, because if the leader goes down, the whole team goes down, especially with, a team across the world, like Derek managing a bunch of interns. They're looking at Derek for that leadership and that guidance. So for leaders, we need to make sure that we look in the mirror and take care of ourselves as well, and lead by example as well in that regard.
Yes, sounds good. Thank you so much. Second question is, typically, what should be the focus of any startup to grow and make the presence felt in the market? What are your thoughts on that, please?
Happy to jump in first on this one. It's a great question, and I love it. One of the things that I talk to a lot of companies about right now, especially in a time of pandemic, if you're not being heard, people think you're dead, right? You need to, now is more than ever, people are going to look back and remember at the companies that were vocal, and vocal in the right way. If you're a company that's never worked remote, to publish the top 15 best practices of working remote, like that's not branding, right? But talk about what you're doing to support your community. Talk about your team growth. Talk about, hey, I'm still here. I'm planting my flag. This is my business. This is what I do. Any support is necessary and super impactful, right? So I think more than ever, it's a time to double down on who you are as a company. Most of us, if not all of us, have we started our companies, we created our core values. Using those as your North Star, using those to get through that time of turmoil is the best way to continue driving your brand and mission forward. And the best way to grow through all this is just being empathetic and vulnerable, letting the world know where you stand as a company, letting your clients know how you're going to help them through this, letting them know where you stood, and just be honest. Hey, we're all in this together. We're all feeling challenges. My commitment to you, Mr. and Miss Client, is that I will take the best care of you through this as possible. And I ask the same of you, right? And having that open communication of the elephant in the room really allows for that growth. It's going to allow you, one, client retention is the new acquisition because they're going to talk about how great you took care of them through all of this. And two, from that branding and marketing aspect, really just sharing your mission, your core values. If you don't have anything else to talk about your team and the lessons you're learning through this together. And just using that to strengthen that brand positioning in the market.
A whole bunch of startups, but I do deal with students that are looking to start their own companies. And one thing I tell them is that now we're at a time where people have their phones in like their hands. So you better be on like Twitter, Facebook, or some other like IG Live or something like that. And just basically just get like your message out. So I'm really tough on them in terms of like getting like the marketing right. Just because that's something that's going to stick with people throughout, now and then post like COVID. So I'm telling them to just jump on live, start talking to people, start talking about like, hey, this is my product. This is what I'm doing. This is how I'm dealing with COVID and all that. And then you'll have more people that are you'll gain like that audience. And then hopefully once you have your product ready, you'll have the audience to kind of share that with. For me, it's more about like getting your marketing right and just
Yes, hello.
Looks like he froze out for a second.
Yes, for a second, yes. Yeah, Pradeep, you want to share your thoughts?
Yeah, thanks, Samira, once again. See, first of all, when I talk about focusing, what should be our focus? First of all, when we talk about a startup that I have studied or I have worked with or I have interacted with, most of the startups which are successful, they are successful because they have found out a particular problem in the society or problem in people's interaction or anything. They found out the problem. Their core area was the solution to those problems. Like you talk about Uber. Uber came up with a solution like people find it difficult to find a car during the peak hours. So now they made an application which can bring the car to their doorstep. That is one thing. Second thing is the innovation. See, when you talk about the problem, you have identified the solution. Now you need to be quite innovative. Otherwise, what your competitor might copy just your idea and bring something better than what you have. So innovation is the second most priority after you found out the problem. Yeah. Third thing, your business idea should be scalable. That means today you are catering to, let's say, 10 clients. Tomorrow you should be ready to even deal with 100,000 clients. Yeah. So scalability, the business model has to be scalable enough that can help you to reach out to more and more customers. Yeah. Of course, this requires more funding. So you need to work on your branding as well. And one thing that I picked up from Robert's statement, that if you're not being heard, that means you're dead. So your customers, your target audience, or your investors must have heard about you. If they have not heard about you in the first interaction, they may not find your idea to be interesting, because most of the startup ideas or startups do not succeed because people don't believe in them. They think that, hey, this is really possible. This is definitely not possible. And it's a stupid idea. But if you have been able to solve the problem, and if you have made changes in someone's life, then that is the focus area that you have focused yourself on, that which can help you to get more funding. And the last that coming to my mind immediately is your people, those who are working with you. You should take better care of them, because startup, it's you have a very small organization to start your new venture. When you have a very small organization, it's very easy to drain or to lose the talent. So you need to be careful about the people who are working with you, so that they can with you, and they can consider you as a leader. So these are the three things that is coming to my mind about the focus area. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much for your inputs. Just the last question, 1 minute each participant, because we hardly have 4 minutes. So the question is, what's your counterintuitive, maybe prediction for the next 5 years?
Can I start with that? Yeah. So when I talk about next 5 years, everything is going to be virtual, like we are doing right now in COVID situation. This is going to be the norm of the society. So you need to be very well versed with the technology. I have come across many people, because I'm a trainer in technology. Many people come to me and say that, hey, I'm not good with technology. That's the worst thing that I like to interact with. So that may not be a good statement for the next 5 years. So you need to be self-motivated, because when you're working virtually, you can't expect anyone else to be around you. So that's a short and crisp that I can share. Thank you.
What I'll say, I'm not sure. Well, the next 5 years, like, who knows? But this, like, remote, like, virtual space that we're in is going to be longer than we thought it would be. So having those tech skills for job seekers is going to be something that's, like, crucial. For companies, is going to be making sure that you're able to connect with your employees, like, from everywhere. Like, I feel like jobs will grow, but it's going to be very different than what it was. You're going to see a decrease in a lot of brick and mortar stores. And the way we work is going to be completely different. But what I will say is, for anybody that's watching this, whether you're, starting your own company or just, like, trying to find a job, just learn to adapt. Like, we're going to be thrown with, there's going to be so many things that are going to be thrown at us, but it's our job to really stay in front of that and kind of just change with it.
Yes, sounds good. Thank you. Because typically strategic planning done for 5 or 10 years down the line have to change. Last words, please, from Robert.
Yeah, I was just say, I think, one of the things that we look at the next 5 years is we're going to value virtual and remote work in a different way. We're also going to value the way we interact in an office together. And I don't think offices are completely dying. I think people are, and they're going to appreciate that more, but they're also going to really, especially big corporates, are going to understand, how do we allow that flexibility for our teams to truly be remote, but also have this, like, safe space to come into. And I think that's going to be an amazing challenge, and something that's going to drive business forward, is going to be this new way of working together, this fluidity that you can be a part of any part of the country and work for a company, but also it's going to open up a lot of doors for non-US companies to have more interactions with US businesses and provide solutions and growth.
Yes, sounds good. Shane is here, so that means a signal to end. Thank you so much for everything. Yes.
No, you guys can finish up. I just wanted to pop on stage and kind of stand next to the stage and sort of look at you guys. But you guys can finish up with a couple more words. I just wanted to give everyone a heads up. We're about to change ballrooms. So that's the one thing, but I'll pick that back up in a second. Go ahead and finish out, Dr. Malik.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Derek and Pradeep, along with Robert, for all the inputs. They are treasured, and I hope our students, participants, and other panelists have gained a lot for sure. Thank you so much for coming again.
Absolutely. And I'll drop my LinkedIn in the chat. So anyone who want to connect with me to chat later, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always open to chat with the students and anyone in this network. So thank you so much for being involved.
That's a good suggestion. I'll follow you.
All right, everyone. So we're about to move to another ballroom. So everyone get ready to transition in just a few minutes. The system will automatically switch over, and the link is there on the main page. So if you go to the link, the eShip 2020 link, and at the top, you'll see there's 3 different ballrooms. We're about to move to ballroom 2, and I will see everyone over there. You'll stick to your same assignment for your tables. You'll just head to that table right away, because the mentoring session will begin right as we step into that new ballroom. And I'm excited to have all of us here and experiencing this new style of mentorship and all the other things that are happening today. Connect with each other. Peek at other people's LinkedIn profiles, the circles that are there at the tables, and then we will continue on to the next one. All right, so I'm going to close this out and stop the recording so that we have this for future reference too. All right, everyone, see you in ballroom 2.